Hollywood, 1989. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young Disney World at the height of its golden age, the Disney MGM Studios was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Then, something happened that changed all that. The time is now to celebrate 35 years of Disney's Hollywood Studios with the largest ever in-person gathering of those who created its magic, the Imagineers who brought you the great movie ride, Muppet Vision 3D, and of course, as you may recognize, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. We'll present never-before-seen stories and artwork from the Hollywood that never was, but always will be. This event is somewhat unique in that it will offer a meet and greet and autograph session, as well as 2 days of star-studded panels and presentations. We invite you, if you dare, to register at stage89.com to attend this event either in person or via streaming, or just to get more information. And all event proceeds travel directly to Give Kids the World Village.
This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Here now the news for March 1st, 2024. Disney Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro was at the Magic Kingdom yesterday, filming in front of Tiana's Bayou Adventures construction site. Reddit user Cam G shared a picture of D'Amaro at the attraction on the Disney World subreddit. D'Amaro was facing towards Pecos Bills with the ride and construction walls behind him. It's possible D'Amaro was filming a Tiana's Bayou Adventure announcement, maybe about the ride's Walt Disney World opening date. Of course, on Mardi Gras, Disney announced the new attraction would open this summer at the Magic Kingdom and later in 2024 at Disneyland. And of course, there's the big investor call coming up for the Walt Disney Company. We would assume we're going to get that date, and I assure you folks that it's sooner than you think. Let's talk about the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival 2024, which is now upon us. We, of course, have all your coverage you need. Right here on the channel, you can watch an exhaustive review. We tried everything new. Eric, myself, Nana, and the gang. Watch that right here. We also have a separate video where it's the top and bottom 7. So 7 things you must get, 7 things you shouldn't. You can check that out here on the channel as well. There are also posts. If you don't want to watch it, you'd rather read it, we have both of those available in post form at WDWNT.com. And of course, all the other coverage is there on the website as well. We show you every piece of merchandise, every topiary, every garden, everything you need to know about the festival for this year is available. And we thank you for checking it out. A pathway connecting world nature to the Rose Walk is temporarily closed during construction of Communicore Hall at EPCOT. For reference, the closed pathway is circled on the map you're looking at now. It's near the Journey into Imagination Pavilion. And while closed, guests must go through World Celebration to reach World Nature or the Rose Walk. That's the pathway next to the lagoon leading to World Showcase. On the Rose Walk side, construction walls block access to the sidewalk during construction. The closure is temporary, although we don't know how long it will last. A different part of the Rose Walk was previously closed for 5 weeks during construction. Scrims also blocked the view of the path from across the water. And near the Imagination Pavilion, rolling planters block access. Beyond the planters are more construction walls and Communicore Hall itself. The new building and plaza are scheduled to open this year as part of World Celebration. We expect at this point it will open as part of the Food and Wine Festival this summer, but who knows? Friendship 2, one of the Friendship boats that provides water transportation service at Walt Disney World, has debuted a new color scheme. Friendship boats transport guests between the Gateway and nearby resort hotels in the EPCOT area. Disney first began to remove the Friendship boats from service for renovation in 2022. Friendship 2 now has a dark blue hull with a white trim. The walls and roof of the cabin are orange, and the top of the boat has a bright blue stripe. Friendship 2 is printed on the front of the boat, under the windows. The interiors of the boats have not seen major changes. Friendship 2's refurbishment follows the refurbishments of Friendship 1, 3, 4, and 8. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and the team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. The Haunted Mansion queue at Disneyland Park has been completely demolished as the attraction undergoes what they're calling a major grounds expansion. Additional construction walls have been installed in the area, taking up way more real estate than the original worksite did. We spotted the beginnings of demolition in the extended queue area where the attraction was still open to guests in January. Now that it is entirely closed, the main queue area has been completely torn down. Several construction vehicles were in the former queue area during our most recent trip to the park. The queue area is almost entirely leveled to dirt with just a red brick wall remaining. Because of the progress in the expansion, the construction walls have been extended and expanded outward, now standing closer to the rivers of America. The bricks on the mansion's stairs have not been touched, but a pile of bricks can be seen directly in front of them. The churro and popcorn carts previously located just outside the mansion have been removed because they're in the way. First announced in August of 2023, the Haunted Mansion grounds expansion will reimagine the queue of the attraction, adding more immersion in the form of the mansion's garden. There'll be a new greenhouse, water fountain, and a gazebo. The previously featured horse-drawn funeral hearse and pet cemetery will return when the mansion reopens. Also to be found upon reopening will be a new gift shop at the exit of the attraction. That'll be the mansion's carriage house. The gift shop will be themed as being owned by Madame Leota. And of course, big changes to the way they load for ADA as well coming to the mansion. It should reopen in August or September with Haunted Mansion Holiday, but nothing's announced as of yet. Disneyland Resort PhotoPass photographers debuted new breathable, ventilated blue and green costumes on Thursday. Cast members modeled the new look for @the_Neverland_Pixel, who shared these photos with us with permission to post. The department has been testing new costumes for about a year since Walt Disney World introduced their new ones with environmentally friendly green costumes. The photographers previously wore white shirts, tan vests, and blue pants. The new vests are white with a light blue chevron panel across the front and back. Green trim features the PhotoPass logo and word mark, and the vests have large front pockets and a zip-up. The vests also have small side zippers for those photographers who clip their cameras on their sides. There are short sleeve and long sleeve versions of the shirt. Both feature a blue and green design with a triangular pattern and PhotoPass patch on the sleeves. The shirts are made of a breathable material and have perforated underarms for ventilation. The sleeves also have been adjusted for better mobility, so the shirt doesn't come untucked when the photographer raises their arms. The pants, which are a similar dark blue as the previous style, are made of a stretchy material, including spandex. One pair has 8 pockets, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 4 cargo-style pockets on the sides. The cuffs are also easily adjustable to fit with different footwear. These look way better than the new ones we got in Florida. I don't like the new Florida ones. I think they look kind of junky. These look fantastic. They stand out. They are, personalized to that job. They have the branding. Easy for, ours are easy to spot, but they just don't look good. These are great. These are more what I would expect. Disney World, just steal these. Just make these and use them. Before we move on, I just want to mention, as you're watching this, Eric and I are already on our way to Anaheim, where we're going to be covering the Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival this weekend. So the same we did for Flower and Garden, we're going to do for Food and Wine as well. So right here on the channel, you'll find an exhaustive review of everything new. We'll also do our 7 best and 7 worst of the festival in video form as well. And of course, all the coverage will be at DisneylandNewsToday.com. So stay tuned for that. No rest for the weary this week, really wearing myself out here. But we'll keep going. I'll rest on Monday. Oh no, we have to do this show on Monday. I don't know when I'll rest. Stay tuned. In March, Disneyland Paris will start offering reserve viewing for the Disney Dreams Nighttime Spectacular and Disney Stars on Parade, according to DLP Report on X. Disneyland Paris has not announced the exact viewing location, but promises it will give guests a breathtaking view of the shows. They're probably going to be in the viewing area they stole from us, those of us who had the highest annual pass. And they took that away from us. So now they're going to sell it. Sounds like Disneyland Paris, the minute they started making money, they became all the other Disney parks in the world. Reserve viewing will be available beginning on March 28th. Guests can purchase it through the Disneyland Paris app for €19 per person per show. No discounts will apply. It's pretty high. Disneyland Paris is also set to conduct testing of a light version of their Disney Dreams Fireworks Spectacular during earlier hours. From March 3rd through the 9th, Disneyland Paris will test Disney Dreams at 7:30. There will also be a 10 o'clock show. The test version will be a light version. That means no pyro, which would allow Fantasyland to remain open during those shows, which is important in those earlier hours. But at 10 o'clock, they'll have Fantasyland closed for the real show with all of the pyro. Something nicer. Maybe there's guests that want to go home a little earlier, those with young guests, and there are always a lot with young guests at Disneyland Paris, so I think it makes sense. 2 dolls in wheelchairs have been added to It's a Small World at Hong Kong Disneyland. It's the 4th version of the Disney attraction to add the dolls in wheelchairs as part of inclusion efforts following Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, and Disneyland Paris. Disney Magical Kingdom blog shared photos of the 2 new dolls at Hong Kong Disneyland. One is in the America scene next to 2 standing dolls. The second doll is in a choir in the ride's finale scene. The dolls in wheelchairs replace 2 old dolls that wore similar outfits. In honor of the opening of Fantasy Springs, a new Tokyo Disney Sea port, an exhibit dedicated to the land will open this June. Fantasy Springs, a new chapter begins, will be located on the 2nd floor of Ikspiari, the shopping and dining complex at Tokyo Disney Resort, at Trail and Track. The exhibit will feature exclusive displays showcasing the emotions and stories intricately woven into a world of Disney fantasy. An exact opening date has not been announced, and more details will be shared on the Tokyo Disney Resort website. The Dreaming of Fantasy Springs celebration, meanwhile, will run from April 9th through June 30th, and Fantasy Springs will open to guests on June 6, 2024. The new Tokyo Disney Seaport features 3 sections, of course, Rapunzel's Forest, inspired by Tangled, the Frozen Kingdom, inspired by Frozen, and Peter Pan's Neverland, inspired by Peter Pan. And each will feature new rides, while Peter Pan's Neverland has 2 of them, one featuring Peter and another featuring Tinkerbell. Anna and Elsa's Frozen Journey will retell the plot of the film, and Rapunzel's Lantern Festival will take guests through Tangled sequences, including the I Can See the Light scene. There is something I want to announce today and talk about real quick. I know it was teased in the title and such. We have some big things going on here at WDWNT right now. Obviously, Stage 89 is the biggest thing it could be, with Bob Weiss and Randy Prince and Eric Jacobson. And again, essentially a D23 expo just about the Disney MGM Studios, which is a wild, cool thing. One of the things we're doing to get ready for that is we're embarking on a huge expansion of our home here in Celebration, Florida. So if you've been here before, if you've been to News Tonight or any of our events, you know this space. We've been here at 1136 Celebration Boulevard for a couple years now, and it's great. We have a museum in the front, and our office is kind of in the middle between the museum and our studio here, Stage 7. 7. And that's been great, but we've kind of outgrown the space. And it's always been weird, I thought, we have this guest-facing front of the space, but our offices are kind of in the middle of it. There's just cubicles in the middle. And so it's clear that we've needed more space. And so the people who had the office next door to us have left, and we are taking that space and we are expanding. So what we're doing is actually the same as a Disney park, where they have onstage and backstage. We're essentially building a new backstage. So next door will be all of our offices. Jake's production booth's gonna move in there. I can't wait to have to hear Jake through a speaker when we do News Today. It'll be great. You'll be in a whole different room. It's wild. You'll have the God mic, he's calling it, yeah. But anyway. So we're gonna move all of our back of house, and we're actually getting a pretty large storage facility, and we need it for all the stuff we have, honestly. And that'll all be on that side. And then on this side, what has existed, we're gonna go through a remodel where there's gonna be new doorways and all sorts of stuff happening. But the most exciting part of that is we're clearing up a ton of space here in the studio so we could seat more guests, particularly at Stage 89 and events like that and News Tonight and all the other things we do in here. There will also be opportunities sometime after May where we will invite you to come watch this show be filmed. So there will be opportunities a couple times a month. We'll sell tickets in advance, and you guys can actually come watch News Today be filmed. You could come see the museum. You can get a picture at the desk. You can buy stuff from Carousel Products. A lot of fun opportunities will be available. But the other fun thing we're doing is because the office space will move out of the front here, we get to expand the museum. We have, between us and the company, I think one of the most impressive collections of Disney parks memorabilia and props anywhere. And it is a joy to share that with the world. And so you're going to see a greatly expanded museum with actual ride props and really cool stuff. And it'll rotate as time goes on. So when Stage 89 happens in early May, we'll actually have a whole giant section that is purely props and memorabilia from the Disney MGM studios, and we're pretty excited about it. So that's a lot of exciting stuff there. So with this giant storage facility and all these other things we're doing, I'm going to be making some life changes. One of those is I currently have an apartment not far from here, but the lease was going to be up soon. And with the lease being up soon, I was like, you know, I have a lot of travel on my schedule these couple months. So does it make sense to to either renew this lease or move somewhere if I'm not really going to be here for a little bit? And that began a crazy process here in the company where there was Nana, who's our reporter manager, who many of you know, of course, she is originally from Japan. And she was like, well, with all the travel you have to do for the Donkey Kong attraction in Osaka, with Fantasy Springs opening, Disney Seafood and Wine Festival, there's so many events, and obviously this is, and I know we said it for Galaxy's Edge and stuff, but this really does feel like the biggest land opening in the history of our company, because it is 4 new attractions. We have never been to anything with 4 brand new attractions, man. I mean, I guess you could argue the rededication of California Adventure, but really, I mean, these are 4 full-fledged rides, right? So this is a big deal for us. It's a big deal for the entire Disney world, as it would be. And so the decision was made that I'm going to go live in Japan for a little bit. So that's what's going to happen. So you may not see me at this desk for a little while, come later in March. There's a couple times I am going to have to bounce back and forth. Obviously, Stage 89 is in early May. I'm going to come back for that. And there are some other, there may be 1 or 2 things here or there over the next couple months where I will have to come home and be a part of that. But for the most part, over the next couple months, I will be living about 25 minutes walking distance from Tokyo Disney Resort, which I am wildly excited about. Now, what does that mean? Now, Eric and I and Jake are working on a system where I'm not going to be hosting all 3 shows a week while I'm gone, but I will be from my my apartment I'm renting in Japan. I will have the ability to do News Today in some way, shape, or form. So I don't want you guys to think I'm going to abandon you completely, but since I'm going to be going to the parks to cover stuff, obviously there are some days out of the 3 days a week that I will not be available. But Eric, you're in very capable hands with Eric at the helm, of course. But we will be splitting that responsibility, and we will make sure the quality is as good as it can be where I will be, and we'll still bring you, of course, all the news. But being in Japan is going to offer us a lot of exciting content opportunities. We're talking about, it may be a separate channel, we're not sure yet, but we think we're going to start doing more vlogging in general. There's a big demand for it, and we think we could have fun with it. And so I think we're going to kick that off with me in Japan. I think a couple times a week, you guys are going to be treated to a vlog of me going to Tokyo Disney Resort and walking you through that. I think what's great about that is, sure, various other vloggers who have gone to Tokyo Disney have done a vlog or 2 where, it's like, oh, we went on a trip for a week to, Japan and we did this and blah, blah, blah. But not someone a couple times a week brings you in there and really, you get to know the place, right? And I think, for the most part, I think the U.S. audience is very unaware of how Tokyo Disney Resort is, how it operates, what it's like. And so we're really going to dive into all of those aspects on a very regular basis. So I'm excited to do that. There's a lot of other fun content that's going to come out of that. But of course, our main goal is to bring you the best coverage of Fantasy Springs and these surrounding events over the next couple months. And also on the Universal Parks News Today channel, obviously we're going to be covering the grand opening of Donkey Kong Country as part of Super Nintendo World, which is a huge deal for them. I think, probably the most anticipated ride in the land. I know people love Mario Kart, but really the all eyes are on Donkey Kong. So it's a very exciting period. I've loved Japan since my first trip in 2018. I fell in love with it. I love the parks, I love the place, I love the people. So I'm excited to have this life opportunity, and I think it comes at a really cool time for me. And I hope you guys will come along for the ride. I think we're gonna have a good time. So that's what's going on here. There's more stuff related to the studio expansion. I'll talk about it later. I don't want to take too much of your time today. And also, we're recording this after news tonight on Thursday night. It's 1:20 in the morning, and my flight to California is at 5-something a.m. So I'm going to stop talking now. But I thank you guys for your support. I'm very excited about this, and I hope you are too. Let me know in the comments. Or give me ideas. What do you want me to do while I'm in Japan? Let me know. But that's our show. So for the latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind the show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today. Have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
From WDWNT TV, this is Park Center. Join us each week for news and discussion topics from the Disney and Universal theme parks around the world. We cover the stories in a quick, concise, and fun format, and then our panel breaks down and debates some of the biggest issues and what they mean for us, the parks fans. From the latest announcements to openings and delays to scandals and snacks and merchandise and more, we'll cover it all in 90 minutes. Join us live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube at WDWNT TV, or watch episodes on demand anytime. You can also subscribe to the audio version of the show on your favorite podcast app.